is what I think.
All right then, sir. Probably tired from all the interviews, right?
Yeah, you know.
It's work is work.
Yeah, it's work.
All right, now, the lyrics are life living in Flatbush, going to house parties, red lights, bumping life is what you make it, then some, you know? When you were growing up, the story that we know is that your family was very educated, bookstores in Brooklyn. How true is that?
Pretty true. That's pretty accurate.
Is it from both sides of the family, the mom and the pops?
Yeah, both my parents are professors. You know, my father was, when I was a little kid, he was a high school teacher, but he's a professor. Okay.
Were they strict to try and veer you into more books? And because they obviously know that you could write, so were they saying write books and not do the music?
They were strict about encouraging me to go beneath the surface, and they were strict about encouraging me to express myself. They never had a problem with hip hop. My father, way more than my mother, was very musical, had a vinyl all over the house. When I first started getting into hip hop, they didn't get it at all. But you know, they weren't dismissive of it. They weren't the parents like, oh, that's devil music or nothing like that. They just weren't into it. As I became more known as a hip hop artist, my parents began to embrace hip hop more, and now they have fully embraced hip hop as part of our culture.
Of course, yeah, sound like you right. Anybody would expect that. Something that happened in your career that I, as a fan, never thought would happen. You took a more, how do they call it, an executive seat with Blacksmith, right? And you signed Jean Grey, who's also from here, and Strong Arm Steady. Was this a decision that you made purely to preserve your art and really trying to get everything that you can out of the music business at the time?
Well, it wasn't my intention to do that. I just, you know, my focus was the music, and I realized that the artists that I admired and had longevity had more control over their career. So myself and my manager, Corey Smith, we made a decision when we were on Geffen Records that moving forward, we're gonna move forward with a record company and not just be the artist on the label.
Okay.
And so, you know, as far as Gene and Strong Arm, these are people who I spend a lot of time around anyway. We're just around. So it's like, let's try to figure out a way that everybody can eat.
You're also going to be releasing an album, I heard, this year or maybe early next year?
Prisoner of Conscience.
Prisoner of Conscience.
Yeah.
And talk to us about that album. Who are you featuring? Who are you working with?
On the production side, there's a lot of Oh No, Symbolic One, my man Harry Fraud, you know, Symbolic One's son, Vaughn Beats, 14 years old, got a track on there. RZA. As far as guests, we got Busta Rhymes. We put out a single with Kendrick Lamar and Currency. We got my man Rubix, who's here in town with me, who's gonna perform with me. He's on the album. Melanie Fiona, Miguel,
Wow.
Nelly. Yeah, I'm sure I'm forgetting someone.
How do you choose which artists to work with in this age of hip hop, where even the fans know something's a bit not right?
Yeah, I mean, I work with whoever I like. You know, like Nelly's on the album, and that's something that's it's gonna throw people for a loop. And so I work with people who are ready to work with me and people who I relate to. And you know, Currency's the homie. I've known Currency for years. We did a number of records together. This is just one of the first ones to come out.
Yeah.
But you know, with him, he came to the studio and listened to a few beats and he picked that one. And me and Currency got on it first. Then Kendrick, same thing. I played Kendrick a bunch of tracks. I played him that one without me and Currency on it. And he picked that one. And I was like, okay, well, me and Currency on that. He was like, okay, I'll go last.
Anything in terms of your career in music or entertainment that you have not explored? Is there anything that you want to do?
I'd like to work with Premier, which I've never worked with, and I'd like to work with Bjork. Those are probably the two artists on my bucket list.
Okay, sir.
Hey, yo, it's Talib Kweli, Ebony Man, Apollo Legend. You checking out V Entertainment on Vuzu, channel 123.
Beautiful.
And you pronounce my name? Any questions? I bring many blessings with my man High Tech, and he from the Natty. We make the sky crack, feel the fly track. Get your hands up like a hijack, fists in the air. Keep them there like natural mystic or smoke when the spliff's lit. It's a revolutionary word. They ask me what I'm writing for. I'm writing to show you what we're fighting for.
Now, coming to South Africa, it's your third visit. How do you see us developing?
You know, South Africa is someplace that you can see. South Africa is on the world stage, you know, a lot more than a lot of countries. And so, whether you get to come here or not, from things that happen musically, from things that happen politically. South Africa is something that people all over the diaspora look to as a shining light and look to as an example for Africans. And so, you know, the advancement is something that I saw when I was here in 2001, and then we have the benefit of social networking now, where people can give you the ground level responses of what's really happening. So and South Africa is very prominent on Twitter and other social networks. So it's like, you know, even if you don't come here, you can still see it, you still feel it. I'm looking forward to hearing and getting familiar with new local talent in South Africa. And I'm judging a contest. I'm doing a show. I'm not good at judging. You know, I have a lot of experience.
I'm getting to that.
I got a lot of experience, but judging is not really my forte. So I'm really excited about doing the show. But what I am excited about is seeing the different flavors and the different new artists.
I think you're saying judging is not your forte just because of that word you using judging, but you are known for being the one dude, when everybody was trying to get him as a producer, you were like, hold on, man, there's something here, and you took him on tour with you. I'm talking about Kanye West. So if we're talking about somebody who is a great judge of talent, that's you.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, we live in an age where people think just because they have an opinion that is valuable, and not everybody's opinion is valuable. If your opinion is not informed, it has no value whatsoever. My opinions on hip-hop are very much informed.
True.
So I have a lot that I could offer to this situation.
Anything else you want to say to the South African public?
You know, cheers.
Just got out of the interview with the Brooklyn native himself, with Talib Kweli. Yeah, you're gonna see that I was a bit tongue-tied there in the beginning. Say Talib or Talib. If it's hard, just spell it phonetically. If not, just let it be like Kweli.